Hi everyone, this is Vicki Fisher again from Lorraine Digital Academy. I'm the English Language Arts Student Support Coach. Last week we talked about different kinds of sentences. We looked at simple sentences, compound sentences, and complex sentences. Well, today we're going to put those sentences together to make a paragraph. But what I want to show you about a paragraph is the framework or the model that you see in front of you at this time. This will help you to gather your thoughts so that they are readily available to you as you begin to put your paragraph together. We're going to use very simple subjects today. As time goes on, we'll tackle more complex subjects to get you ready for that end of course exam that you'll have to take for English 1 or English 2. But today, just for instructional purposes, we're going to keep it nice and easy so you get the right idea of how to construct a simple paragraph. So what you see before you is what we call the wheel and the spoke. Here's the wheel, and here are the spokes outside of it. This framework, by the way, comes from a great educator named Jan Cosner. And Jan invented the formula writing series that helped a lot of students, many hundreds of students in Ohio, get through the Ohio graduation tests. And now we're going to help you get through the end of course exams. So when I have my topic, I make a wheel or a circle and I put my topic inside. Now today's topic for this first example is a compare-contrast of apples and oranges. So there's my topic in the center of my wheel, apples and oranges. How are they the same and how are they different? Here are my spokes on the outside of my wheel with telling how they're the same. They're both round, they're both fruit, they both have skin, and they both have seeds in the center. How are they different? Well, they both have different kinds of colors, and they really do have different kinds of tastes. Remember last week we talked about taking those simple sentences and making them into compound or complex sentences, either using coordinating or subordinating conjunctions. So you can see these little dash circles, the connectors or the conjunctions that are connecting my ideas. So again, these are very rough ideas. But as I'm thinking in my head, well, they're both round because the sunny side has the higher rate of photosynthesis, and that's why they're round. They're both fruit, and they grow on trees. They both have skin and can be peeled. They both have seeds in the center because seeds are reproductive and need protection. They're different in color because apples can be red, yellow, and green, and oranges are simply orange. They're different in taste because apples can be sweet or tart, but oranges can be bitter or sweet. So now it's going to be time for me to put together my ideas from my wheel and my spokes into a good paragraph. Just as a reminder, because I'm sure many of you remember, a good paragraph has a good topic sentence, it has at least 3 supporting sentences, and it has a good concluding sentence. So we have many examples from this very simple spoken wheel example in front of you to start putting the paragraph together, comparing apples and oranges. Really, all I have to do as a writer with this framework is think of my topic or my beginning sentence and my concluding or my final sentence so I can wrap it up nice and tidy. So let's take a look at what that might look like if I incorporated some of these examples. Here we go. Here's my topic sentence. Apples and oranges are similar and different in many ways. I'm going to use order words so my paragraph flows smoothly. And this is often a good idea, students, to get into the habit of using order words so your sentences, again, have a nice logical flow. So here we start with first. They are similar because both grow on trees and are classified as fruits. As you can see, I'm incorporating conjunctions to extend my sentences and make them rich. Second, they are similar because they both have seeds in their centers. Seeds are reproductive and need protection. Third, they are different in appearance. Apples can be red, yellow, or green, but oranges are simply orange. Fourth, they differ in taste because oranges are bitter or sweet, where apples are more tart and sweet. In conclusion, here I go now with my concluding or final statement. In conclusion, both apples and oranges are nutritious fruits that make a great snack or addition to a meal. And that's just one example of a sentence using, again, the framework. I started with the spoken wheels with my ideas. I then had to incorporate my beginning or my topic sentence, and I had to put in a final or concluding sentence. This was a compare and contrast paragraph. We're also going to take a look now at summarizing a fiction story. Now, this spoken wheel framework has a little bit of a different design, and that's okay because I still have my wheel and I still have my spokes. But it's a little bit different this time because writing a summary about a fiction story, I have to remember to include those elements of literature, such as who are the main characters? What was the plot about? What was the setting of the story? And what was the theme of the story? So, you'll see in a minute how I filled that out about the story Romeo and Juliet, because everybody at some point in their high school career has to read Romeo and Juliet. And you can see down below, I've been given a nice way to begin my supporting sentences. And again, you see my order words, next, then. Here's my first example for my topic, beginning with the word first. And my concluding sentence in this case will start with the word finally. So it's a nice way to incorporate all those elements of literature in a good summary of what the story Romeo and Juliet was all about. So let's take a look at what the framework looks like once it's completed. And here we go. So in the middle of my wheel, here is my story, Romeo and Juliet. Who are the main characters? Well, definitely Romeo and Juliet have to be included. And I also put in Friar Lawrence because he was very instrumental in the chain of events that happened in the story. What was the setting? Well, the setting was in Verona, Italy, and it was hundreds of years ago, back in Shakespeare's time. What was the plot of the story? Well, the plot revolved around the son and daughter, Romeo and Juliet, of feuding families that fall in love and marry. And what's the theme? And I had a hard time deciding on what I wanted my theme to be about. And you could even see where I've scratched out some ideas. And I want to tell you, students, that that's perfectly okay. You know, writing is about process, and it's about trial and error. And sometimes I don't like what I've written down the first time around, and I scratch it out or I crumple it up, and I start over again. And that's okay. I want everybody to remember it takes time, and I want you to take your time to write your good paragraphs or your good essays when it comes time for your end of course exams. So I finally decided that love as a cause of violence was going to be the theme of Romeo and Juliet. Now I can take my wheel and spokes and I can start to incorporate them into my paragraph with my introductory sentence, my support sentences rather, and then my concluding or my final paragraph. So here we go. Romeo and Juliet is a story about young love and its tragic ending. First, the main characters are Romeo, Juliet, and Friar Lawrence. Next, the plot is about the secret marriage of Romeo and Juliet by Friar Lawrence. It must be kept secret because the families are in a bitter feud. Then, the setting is Verona, Italy, many hundreds of years ago in Shakespeare's time. Finally, the theme is love as a cause of violence. By the end of the story, not only are Romeo and Juliet dead, but so are Mercutio, Romeo's friend, and Tybalt, Juliet's cousin. So there is my paragraph that summarizes what is a very long story, Romeo and Juliet, into several sentences that are easy to read and easy to understand. And you get the whole idea of that story in one summarized paragraph. So students, remember when you are going to write your paragraphs for anything, for any assignment, for any kind of test, don't be afraid to start with that wheel and those spokes to get down your topic and your supporting ideas to go with your topic. It's up to you to write a good introductory sentence, and it's up to you to wrap it up with a good concluding sentence. The next video segment, we're going to explore the portal for testing for end-of-course exams, so you won't want to miss our video for next time. This is Vicki Fisher, and I'll see you next time.